Good morning, YouTube. What's happening? So my nephew bought a new car, and he was over at my house last night, and he was saying that he checked to see what they recommended to have the oil change done based on the vehicle's oil maintenance life counter. It was 8,500 miles. Now he's been in tune with his girlfriend's car blowing up probably 5 years ago from not changing the oil, and then they purchased a Kia. I think that's they bought it pre-owned 2 years ago. And he said, "Hey, Uncle Tone, you know, her car's burning a lot of oil." I said, "Did you buy this car brand new?" And he's like, "No." Excuse me. I said, "Chances are the previous owner of that vehicle was following the dealership or the factory's maintenance schedule, and therefore I think he bought it with 30,000 miles on it." I said, "Well, do the math. They're telling you can go 5,000 miles. The average person's probably going to let it go over. So at this point, in 30,000 miles, do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's had 6 oil changes in 30,000 miles. If they were like clockwork, which isn't horrible. But I know that even 5,000 miles or 8,000 miles or 10,000 miles is way too hard on an engine today. The engines are way too hard on the oil. So he calls Kia and say, "Hey, you know, car's burning a lot of oil. It's got X amount of miles on it. I heard that there's some, you know, help from the factory with these engines." He said, the guy says to my nephew, "There's nothing we can do about the oil consumption. I have no concerns with that," which is shitty because they should. You at the dealership help your consumers destroy their engine by not advising them properly. And I don't understand why people continue to go back to the dealership and get work done, because they lie to you. So you keep going back and you keep doing business with liars. And it's not that they don't know all this in the base. Every technician is well aware of this. They're well aware of the issues before aftermarket and mom and pop shops are. So I, for one, would never go back to a dealership, which I never do anyway when I lease a car, and follow their shitty ass maintenance practices. You know, and this is not a brand new car, but just say the average car today is between $30,000 and $60,000 average. Now you're going above average 60 to 100, okay? And then you give me the shittiest recommendations on how to maintain my vehicle. Yeah, I wouldn't go to you. I would go to the guy like me to just say, "Hey, here's your best maintenance practices. I know it's a little bit more time involved in coming to see me, but what you're going to have in the long run is an engine that's not going to consume oil drastically. You're not going to have stuck piston rings. You're going to have the least amount of carbon buildup on your valves. You're just going to have a way healthier engine. And it's not even that expensive. You can consider what a car costs today, or an engine, so on and so forth. You follow what I'm saying?" So I said, "Hey, listen, I know it's set for 8,500. We've talked about this before." I said, "I would still do 3,000 mile oil changes." He said, "I'm going to do 5. I said, "Well, you do what you think is right. I'm going to tell you you should do them every 3,000 miles regardless." So, and I said, "And here's the problem." I said, "As soon as they hear I can go 5,000 miles, they're going to go 8,000 miles or 10,000 miles. And then when they hear go 10,000 miles, like, oh, it's full synthetic, you know, I have the best protection in my engine," not knowing that it's already black sludge contaminated, can barely collect debris any longer. Then the engine's burning oil, and then it's getting low, just like you're cooking food. Once the oil starts getting lower and lower and lower, and the contaminants, it starts cooking and baking. Same thing's going on in your engine. The oil and combustion and contaminants is cooking and baking in your engine. You hear that? Cooking, baking in your engine. And the harder you are on your vehicle, and you can watch the highway out here on Route 130. It looks like someone got ran over today, crossing the highway. There's a pair of shoes in the middle of the highway over there. So if you're the type of person that's 0 to 100, okay, And we see a lot of them. I watch them come right out of here. There's no traffic that they need to try and avoid. Whoa, whoa. And using the cheapest gas all the time. Chopping around for the cheapest deals on oil. All that's just, it's just like you. If you eat a bunch of bad shit, you're gonna have a lot of bad problems. So the harder you are on your vehicle, the more abuse you put on your vehicle, the more the oil and combustion and blow by and all that stuff is going on inside their engine. And what you don't see today coming out your tailpipe is because the catalytic converters do such a great job. And then the synthetic oils, you don't see your vehicle smoke unless it's really, really bad. So, why would you do business with people who lie to you? If you're going to go trading your new car, you're trading your old car because it needs some work, right? Just think about this. You got a car that's in decent shape, it's 10 years old. I just want a new car. And maybe your car does burn a little bit of oil. Maybe it leaks a little bit of oil. Whatever the case may be. You're going to go buy a brand new car that burns oil. And then by the time that it's out of warranty, your engine's pretty much garbage. Thanks for watching.